Hello! I'm here with my December book haul. Now, in the month of December, I was really good. I bought 10 books, not including the boxing sale books off of Book Outlet, but I'm not really counting those. Just like my November book haul didn't have my Black Friday Book Outlet books in it. So now a couple of these books are from Book Outlet, but they weren't from the Boxing Day sale. And one of them is actually one of the really old books that I've been getting, so I don't know if I should really count that because I haven't really been counting that in previous book hauls. But anyway, let's get on with the book haul. So the first book I got in December is St. Aud by Dean Koontz. And this is the last book that I need other than a graphic novel of the Odd Thomas series. And I've read the first two books and I really love them. And I don't like how these are taller than the regular mass market paperbacks because they don't fit on my shelf well with the other books. Anyway, this is the conclusion to the Odd Thomas series. I'm not going to say what this is about because I'm not reading the back because I'm not to this yet. Odd Thomas is a boy who can see ghosts. That's really all I'm going to say because I don't remember the actual synopsis of the first book in the series. Essentially, he can see ghosts and he goes on these adventures involving the ghosts that he's seeing, whether it's trying to help them out or trying to figure out why they're there, what's going on. The next book I got in December is a hardcover copy of The Princess Bride. So this is my 7th or 8th copy of The Princess Bride, but this is my first hardcover copy. And I got this off of eBay because that's really the only way that you can get this, especially this version. They said that it was brand new, like new copy, perfect condition. And whenever I got it, you probably can't even tell, but all these pages down here were squished. You see where they're all messed up? They were all squished and bent up into the book. And it wasn't something that happened during shipping, it was something that happened before they shipped it, so they would have known that it was there before they even packaged it if they had actually looked at it. The outside is great. Like, the outside's great. Those pages that got pushed up, like some of them are torn and they're all messed up. So it's not perfect condition like they said. It was really cheap. I think I got it for like $7, which is really good for this version of the book. So I'm not upset. I mean, I'm a little upset that they said that it was the wrong condition, but for the price it was really good. Now if I'm going in like chronological order of whenever I ordered things, next would be my Christmas books, but I'm going to save those until the end of the video. So this next book I don't really know a whole lot about. It is My Not So Still Life by Liz Gallagher, and this is about an artist that doesn't really fit in, and it was really cheap. It was like $1 or $2 on Book Outlet. It was part of their blowouts, I think. It's the ones that are like an extra discount off of the regular price. So it was really cheap. I'm a bit of an artist myself, so I figured I'd check it out. And it looks really cool. Like, look at her makeup. It is so cool. And a book that I bought to go along with that is Being Sloane Jacobs by Lauren Morrill. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. And all I really know about this is that it's a contemporary. But I've heard a lot of good things about it, and she also wrote Meant to Be, and she just came out with a new book recently and I don't remember what the name of it is, but this was on the discounted books section and they had a ton of them. There was like over 100 of them, so I went ahead and picked it up and I'll see what it's about because look at the cover, it's so pretty. Pretty much these two were kind of cover buys and the fact that they were really cheap, so for both of them together, even including shipping, it was like $6. And shipping on the Book Outlet is $3.50 and for the first two books, and then it adds 50 cents for each book after that. So it being $6 including shipping, that's really good for this. The next book I got in December is The Golden Lily by Richelle Mead. This is the second book in the Bloodline series. I'm trying to read series in 2016, and I already have the first, third, and fourth book in this series. So since I found this for $7 brand new at Walmart, I figured I'd pick it up because I need book 2. Book 3 and 4 I have in hardcover, but book 1 I have in paperback. So I haven't decided whether I want to continue buying them in hardcover or paperback, because you can't get Vampire Academy in hardcover, at least not all of them. You can only get 4 out of the 6 in hardcover. So I don't know if I want to get the rest of the series in paperback or hardcover, because the paperbacks would match the Vampire Academy books, but the hardcovers look pretty, but the paperbacks look pretty. I don't know what else to say. Second book in a series that I'm planning to read, and I loved it's a spin-off series to a series that I already read and loved. The next book I got in December is Soundless by Richelle Mead, again. And this is a standalone book that is Chinese folklore, or goes off of Chinese folklore. And I was looking it up. In this book there are these things called Pixiu. It took me forever to actually figure out that this is about a village who everybody in the village is deaf, and like they live up on a mountain. And the only way that they can get food is from the zip line, and in order to get the food they mine metals and send it down the mountain. And for the longest time I thought that it was like the village being deaf that was possibly the folklore, but it's actually about the Pixiu, which is, they are something that they said was the reason why their village was deaf, was because they said the Pixiu cursed them with deafness. I don't want to say too much about it, but I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil the book. I've already read this for the biannual bibliothon, the winter biannual bibliothon that just ended. I actually really enjoyed this. Check out my January wrap-up whenever that gets put up to see what I thought about this. The next book I have is Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. This is the second book in the Diviners series, or I've heard people say trilogy, but I looked on the Goodreads site and I think there's 4 or 5 books that says they are for the Diviners series, but they're not out yet. This is the first one and the second one are the only ones that are out or have names or anything like that. But I just read the Diviners for the Biblio Book Club, which is ran by the girls who run the biannual bibliothon. And their book club goes for 3 months, so it was October, November, December. And I read the Diviners in December, which is going to be part of my December wrap-up, but I enjoyed it so much that I bought the second book before I was even finished reading. Can't really say much about this because it's the second book in a series, but it's based in the 1920s, and it has flappers, and it has paranormal stuff, and stuff from the occult, and things like that. It's very interesting. A last book before my Christmas books is The Comedies of William Shakespeare, again in this J.M. Dent Everyman's Library. Love these. This has The Tempest, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Merry Wives of Windsor, Measure for Measure, The Comedy of Errors, Much Ado About Nothing, Love's Labour's Lost, A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Merchant of Venice, As You Like It, The Taming of the Shrew, All's Well That Ends Well, Twelfth Night, or What You Will, The Winter's Tale, and a glossary. And this was printed in April of 1919, so not quite 100 years old yet, but getting there. But it's Shakespeare, which I love Shakespeare. It's actually in really good condition considering the age. The back here, as you can tell, the back page of the glossary is starting to rip out, and it's starting to rip off of the cover. So I'm gonna have to be really careful with this, but I got it for like $5, I think, or something like that. So I was really excited, and I was surprised that nobody else swooped this up before I got it. Now on to my Christmas books. The first book I got was from my sister, and that is The Accident Season by Moira Fowley Doyle. The only thing I know about this is that there's a family that a certain time of year they have all kinds of strange accidents, and the back of the book is something that was really interesting. It says, "I'm afraid that I have no secrets." And it says, "I am afraid," and the rest is crossed out, "of my secrets." And then it says, "I am afraid," and it has that whole thing crossed out, "of everybody else's secrets." And this was just on my Amazon wish list, and my sister picked it up for me, which was really nice. The next book I got from my boyfriend's sister for Christmas, and that is The Alchemy of Forever, an incarnation novel by Avery Williams. And other than the fact that it has a really pretty cover, I don't know anything about it except for that it is a duology, or it's a companion novel for a second book. There's just 2 books, and she got me the first one, and other than that I haven't even read the synopsis, but the back is really pretty too. I just looked up to see how many books it was and if it was the first book. That's the only thing I looked up. But it looks really pretty. It's all shiny. Like the inside's just black with purple lettering on the spine. But it was really pretty, and it was a very thoughtful gift. And then she got me, or her and her boyfriend got me, a couple of comics to try out. And the first one is Low, Volume 1, The Delirium of Hope. And I don't know who wrote this, but she looked up some reviews on it, and she wanted to get me and my boyfriend some comics. He got some comics too. But I'm not going to show those because they're not mine. The girl's all shiny on the cover, and then the rest of it's matte. And the coloring in it is really cool. Like, it has all these warm tones, and then it goes to teal and warm tones with teal, and I think there were some sexy stuff in there, so I'm sorry about that if that actually showed up on camera. But it looked really interesting, and she said that it got some really good reviews, so I'm willing to check it out. And the next thing is American Vampire by Scott Snyder, Raphael Albuquerque, and Stephen King. And she knows that I like Stephen King, and she knows that I like vampire stuff. That was really cool, and the whole book has really cool coloring too. It has a lot of black with just little splashes of muted color, which is really nice, and I'm really excited to get into this, other than just the title, American Vampire, so I know it's about vampires. But other than that, I don't really know anything about this, but it looks really cool, so I'm excited. Well, that is my December book haul. I got it back up so I can get all the books in frame. That is my December book haul, and that is all I have for this video, so I will see you next time.